Apple Black is a manga series published on the magazine Saturday AM since December 2014. It is a shonen written and drawn by Nigerian-American Odunze Oguguo, or more commonly in line, White Manga. He is a mangaka who also co-founded My Footprint Entertainment, LLC, the publishing company for Saturday AM. Moreover, he makes content on YouTube in which he mostly shares his knowledge regarding the technicalities of drawing mangas. The artist has a Bachelor of Fine Arts and a minor in Computer Science Engineering. In this world, humans earned the power of sorcery through fruits by the name of black, which came from trees that descended from the skies, while every other living things became tools of sorcery. Long after the effects of black diminished from the bloodline, a mysterious sorcerer led studies on the rare seed particles found, and kept his findings secrets from the world. After his obscure death, practically everyone went after his research for selfish deeds, and the chaos caused is predicted to lead to the Infinite Night, a catastrophic world event. However, early prophets also believed that a boy blessed by the power of the god of sorcery, Merlin, will restore order and dawn the Infinite Night. The name of the boy? Formerly the Trinity, but also Sano Bengote Tamashi. After years of living in isolation, he finally leaves the outskirts of the country with the help of Angelo, one of his few acquaintances, in order to join Black Bottom Island. Here, he will have to graduate from a recognized guild to become what is called a cloak, eponym to a piece of clothing. Sano will take this occasion to forge friendships, learn about his father's demise, and free everyone from the meaningless shackles of vengeance by elevating forgiveness, a path that he chose after reliving the same nightmares for years. The enticing events of this volume are the fight against the Bamburil rebel Rune Dawn Fatimonga, which will give us a little taste of our hero's heart, and the adventure to the Nirvana simulation with Simon and Ryuzaki. This volume introduces two of the main themes of the arc, freedom and dreams. Starting with the first one, a connection with the apple black fruits and the Garden of Eden can be made. Firstly, because they came from the sky, but also because of the story. In summary, God created a garden full of trees and vegetation, and Adam, the first man, was permitted to eat any fruits there, except from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Eve, a woman made by the Lord from the rib of Adam to be his companion, was at the same place. However, she was seduced by a serpent into eating the forbidden fruit. Both, consequently, were promptly banned from the Garden of Eden before they could eat the fruit from the Tree of Life, which would have granted them immortality. In the universe of Apple Black, perhaps getting the power of sorcery was akin to the knowledge of good and evil. Perhaps it gave humans the insight on some very dangerous information. The night is nigh. This directly links to Sano, the protagonist, because he is the Trinity and the son of the god of sorcery, Merlin. He is said to have been born to restore order and dawn the infinite night. But we have yet to conclude if it will be a positive or negative for humanity. Generally in fiction, the child of a god accomplishing objective is not something that humanity looks forward to. The connection is made stronger when in page 34, Angelo says, "After all, ignorance is bliss, isn't it?" And he was about to repeat that same sentence before Madame Naomi finished it for him on page 72. This might be a commentary of the human condition. Is it really a good thing to know the difference between good and evil? Is it really a good thing to know in general? This simple fact, Sano in this case, will bring tremendous suffering. So is it better for him to know his true purpose? The early prophets and the first fellowship appear to believe otherwise. Well, Sano keeps reliving the same nightmare of his father dying for years. This is where the theme of dreams is brought up. He wields the key of dreams, that is his left arm. And page 10, he grips his left arm as if it ached, and at page 11, he brushes his teeth in a very odd manner, like he is writing with his wrong hand. There is a reason for this. The Trinity doesn't use his arm as a way to convey that he rejects the strong message pushed by his nightmares. So much so that he brushes his teeth around his left arm, which seems to be his dominant one, despite the discomfort. Plus, in the mock fight against Michael, the boy shares that his bad dream seems designed in a way to lead him towards a path of vengeance or anger, but he chose to go to the other direction in order to be free to have his own dreams. To understand better what he meant, it is best to analyze slightly before the Fatimonga fight. There, he was waiting for Michael, who then put some sense into Sano's naive way of thinking, when suddenly, a mysterious rebel snuck in while the teacher went away, a Bemburi, of the same clan as the one his father might have killed. Tamashi was merely dodging until the man mentioned the act of vengeance. This word triggered his person, and Sano replied that no one will ever be free with the infinite cycle of revenge. He beats him with one technique, and Michael comes back to witness his triumph. Then, he mentioned his recurring nightmares and claims that he will choose to forgive the people who murdered his dad rather than taking the same path as Fatimonga, and a way to set all of the actors and himself free. This introduces the last main theme of Volume 1 and probably of this manga, forgiveness. Now, what makes this encounter impactful is that the rebel is a lord of the second fellowship of Flary Crockett, and Sano got played. His ideals are too feeble and narrow-minded right now for him to defuse that infinite cycle that he keeps bringing up. In fact, Michael was right. Tamashi is naive because he was blind to that simple trick and thought that he could win over this easily against the vastness of revenge. Sano now has to prove himself by grabbing the graduation gauge from Michael to pass. Lesson 1. Earn your keep. Michael wants to teach the young one to never give up until the graduation class. This is another way to say to not give up until his goal is achieved. But the Trinity tires easily and is quite predictable. 3-second intervals after every second jump. After feeling smoke in the Trinity's lungs, this is lesson 2. There's no room for the naive. This time, it is personal, given how many times Michael exchanged this to the boy. It sounded cold, but it might be the warmest thing that he said. It can basically be translated to, don't let your title get in your head and blur your vision. You are still mortal. To which Sano replies with his usual, I'm fighting to end the cycle. Though, he pauses for a while when Michael asks him why he wants to be a sorcerer. He came back to his senses when he heard Opal encourage him. Then, this leads to a formal answer. And manga, whenever someone wants to change the system in a way, they yearn to destroy the old one and hope to make a better one. Rarely is someone trying to use their position to fix the cracks from within, and it wouldn't even matter in the end if he resorted to destroy the system, because he at least tried to play the game at first. I'm talking about Sano. He ends his monologue by munching the piece of gum that Opal gave him earlier to calm his nerves. It symbolizes how he plans to end the fighting by accepting the help of other people. Then, he manages to neutralize Michael's wand, Tezuka, with an amount of impulse and contact, like Angelo taught him in his training. Unfortunately, Sano Bengote Tamashi attempts ended with a failure as his lungs were already filled with smoke, and second-hand smoke skills, which plays into the semantic field of smoking that Michael frequently uses to make a point. To conclude the fight, The professor shares his sentiments regarding forgiving people, but shows a lot of maturity by not telling the boy that he is wrong for trying. After all, attempting such an act already makes him a dreamer, is what he says. Lesson 3. Nightmares don't make you special. Everyone's got them, but not everyone can dream, so let no one dictate yours, not even me. Michael is basically encouraging Sano by stating that his goals have higher value than his trauma. In a way, he is telling him that he has a better chance at convincing people with his values rather than his trauma. In a way, the teacher agrees with the Trinity because they think that revenge, an act made because of a wrong in the past, doesn't hold any meaningful value. Now, for the end of the volume, Books of Merlin are instructive books made by people who were allegedly possessed by Merlin because he deemed them worthy to write his books and philosophies. Those transcriptions appear in every genre of writing. Simon possesses Xeon, a book of Merlin which was given to him by Angelo, as learned in Volume 2. He's obsessed by it. In fact, it is the only book that the mangaka of Apple Black drew him reading over 150 pages. Nevertheless, when the Black Sphere is released, Sano made quite the different dream. His beheaded father told him about the prophecy and that he will free them. It appears that the message pushed became more intense, which might indicate that they are fabricated. And the Nirvana, inside of Old Guard, Ryuzaki calls himself Ryuzaki the Great, and he follows his younger self to get revenge against his past. His own weakness caused a tragedy, and he is not able to forgive himself. It adds a lot of validity to what Tamashi said previously, for the reason that Ruby is not free. He keeps reliving the same event after it already happened. He is a mere slave to his emotions. That point is furthered by the way Ruby fights Cerberus. Not only is his wands made of volatile impulses, which indicates his instability, but he was also engaged in a deadly battle against an opponent who has broken the Ever Wall. His carelessness is suicidal. He believes that he should have been the one injured from the battle. If he succeeds in winning, he repented. If he fails, he should have been the one dying anyway, so justice was served. His struggle against his past ties exceptionally well with the story and its themes. This first volume shows the passion of the author regarding his first manga. The world building is very ambitious with a lot of interesting characters who all seem connected in a way to the main themes of the story. Everyone will be lost by the grandeur of the environment and the beauty of the art, which reminds me of Bleach, not to forget a story more plot twists and subtlety than you would expect from a typical shonen, proving that it took years to perfectly align. Although the amount of information can be quite dizzying at first, I believe that it is a sign of care and love for the craft. Embark in the world of sorcery of Apple Black and accompany the Trinity in his quest to free everyone from the shackles of vengeance.